Now let us look at some pricing techniques for the internal transportation service. There are actually three major approaches or methodologies that can be used for pricing an internal transportation service. These are cost-based, these are market-based, or a combination of the two. There are three different ways to implement it. One approach is to charge the actual full cost to the internal user. In this case, the user would pay for all the actual costs, fixed and overheads. Another approach is to charge only the standard full cost, in which case the operating inefficiencies are not passed on to the user. So the user, the one who is actually using that service, would only be paying for, let's say, the cost which actually incurs, but not for the inefficiencies. Inefficiencies could occur in your transportation. There is some delay because of the close of the port for like 3 or 4 days. That cost would not be paid by the user. So he will be only paying the actual cost other than those inefficiencies. In the first approach, he would be paying for those inefficiencies as well. So there will be an actual cost like fixed cost and the overhead cost, whatever occurred because of inefficiencies as well, the user would pay for it. But in the other approach, only the cost which is other than the inefficiencies cost would be charged to the user. The third approach is known as the marginal or prime cost method. Of course, we are talking about the cost-based approach. There is a third approach, which is a marginal cost or prime cost method. In this case, fixed costs are treated as overheads, and only variable costs are charged. So you actually treat your fixed costs as overhead, and some portion of it would be included in your total variable cost. This approach is useful when excess capacity exists. We can use the marginal prime cost method when we have excess transportation capacity with us. We need to utilize it, so we need to give some incentive to the user, the one who is actually using our transportation service. So what we can do, we can actually apportion the fixed cost and include it into the variable cost and only charge that variable cost to that user. So the user will not be paying the whole fixed cost of the service which he is using. So there is just only some portion of it or nothing of it, and only the variable cost and the overheads which are incurred by the system, by the transportation.